Environmental legislation. This video is about environmental legislation by Julia Persis S., Assistant Professor of English, St.Josephs College of Arts and Science for Women, Hosur. Meaning: environmental legislation means a plan of action adopted by the government rationalizing the course of action. The environmental legislation tries to enact all the laws of environment in a justifiable manner. The environmental legislation, although varies from country to country, it focuses on a common goal of secure and sustainable living at Earth. Objectives of environmental policy. This takes its origin from National Environmental Policy Act (NEPA) of US on January 1, 1970. This policy being framed which will encourage productive and enjoyable harmony between man and his environment. This policy is to promote efforts which will prevent or eliminate damage to the environment and biosphere and stimulate the health and welfare of man, to enrich the understanding of the ecological systems and natural resources important to the nation. In Indian context, in Indian constitution, the two articles related to environmental protection are Article 38A, Directive Principle of State Policy. The state shall endeavour to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forests and wildlife of the country. Article 51A G. Fundamental duties of citizens. It shall be the duty of citizens of India to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. Here are some of the acts, environmental acts enacted in our country. Bengal Smoke Nuisance Act 1905 got amended in 1973. This act to amend the law relating to the abatement of nuisances arising from the smoke of furnaces or fireplaces in the town and suburbs of Calcutta and in Howrah, and to provide for the extension thereof to other areas in Bengal. The Factories Act 1948. This act sets the safety standards for workers employed in factories. It is applied to factories manufacturing goods including weaving cloth, knitting of hosiery and other knitwear, clothing and footwear production, dyeing and finishing textiles, manufacturing footwear, etc. Mines and Mineral Act 1957. It was comprehensively amended in 2015 to bring several reforms in the mineral sector, notably mandating method of auctions for grants of mineral concessions to bring transparency in allocation of mineral resources, for establishing district mineral foundations for the welfare of the people and the government. The Environmental Act related to water in India. The Water Prevention and Control Act 1974 amended up to 1988. The Water Prevention and Control Act 1974 amended up to 1991. The Water Prevention and Control Act 1974 was introduced to prevent and control water pollution and to restore and maintain the wholesomeness of water for the establishment. The Act came into force in 1970. Section 2 of the Act contains certain definitions. Board means either the central board or the state board. According to Section 2, pollution means any contamination of water or alteration of water or disposal of any sewage waste in water which renders such water to be harmful to the public health or safety. It must also not be harmful for domestic, industrial, or other legitimate use or harmful to the life and health of the animals and aquatic plants. It includes water course, flowing or dry, inland water, whether natural or artificial, subterranean water or sea or tidal waters, as the state may prescribe from time to time. According to Section 2, Central Board means Central Pollution Control Board. According to Section 2, State Board means State Pollution Control Board. The Environmental Act related to air. The Air Prevention and Control Act 1981. This act is to provide for the prevention, control, and abatement of air pollution for the establishment with a view to carry out the aforesaid purposes of boards for conferring on and assigning to such boards powers and functions relating thereto and for matters connected therewith. Environmental Protection Act 1986. This act authorizes the central government to protect and improve environmental quality, control and reduce pollution from all sources and prohibit or restrict the setting and operation of any industrial facility on environmental grounds. Forest Conservation Act 1980. This Forest Conservation Act is a law that aims to protect and preserve forests in our country. It was put in place to prevent deforestation and promote sustainable management of our forest resources. The Wildlife Protection Act 1972 provides a legal framework for the protection of various species of wild animals and plants, management of their habitats, regulation and control of trade in wild animals, plants, and products made from them.
There are Waste Management Acts also. The Hazardous Waste Management and Handling Rules 1989, Manufacture, Storage and Import of Hazardous Chemical Rules 1989. The Ministry of Environment and Forests shall be the nodal ministry to deal with the trans-boundary movement of hazardous waste and to grant permission of transit of hazardous waste through any part of India. Import and export of hazardous waste shall be permitted as raw material for recycling or reuse. The environmental legislation are characterized into administrative law, information laws, natural resource laws, pollution control laws. The international acts mostly followed and applied by the guidelines of USEPA. The Endangered Species Act 1973. This act provides a framework to conserve and protect endangered and threatened species and their habitats both domestically and abroad. Natural Resource Law. It defines how private property owners may use the environmental resources on their land. Natural resources are those parts of the environment with economic or social value. The Coastal Zone Management Act 1972. It is administered by NOAA. The act was passed in response to the public's concern for balanced preservation and development activities in coastal areas. It established a national policy to preserve, protect, develop, and restore or enhance coastal resources. These are the pollution control laws: the Clean Air Act 1970, 77, 90, the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act 1976, 92, the Comprehensive Environmental Response Compensation and Liability Act 1992, the Noise Control Act 1972, 92, the Safe Drinking Water Act 1974, the Federal Water Pollution Act 1990, the Toxic Substance Control Act 1992, the Federal Insecticide, Fungicide and Rodenticide Act 1972, the Pollution Prevention Act 1990. Questions. How can you as an individual use these acts to save our environment?